What if the first step toward any real change isn't doing something at all? What if it's learning to notice? Hi, I'm Jane Baldwin, and I help thoughtful, busy people find their center and feel more grounded in the middle of everything using a transformative practice that's simple and accessible called the Unwinding Compass. If you're going through transition, dealing with change, or just feeling overwhelmed and want to navigate life with more intention and ease, hit subscribe. I used to think that the way to get unstuck was to push harder, make a new plan, work more hours, try to think my way out of whatever I was dealing with. But honestly, the harder I pushed, the more disconnected I felt from myself. And it wasn't until I actually started slowing down and paying attention, really noticing what was happening, that things began to shift. Noticing isn't passive. It's not just sitting back and observing. It's the start of every meaningful change. When you notice, you interrupt autopilot. You begin to hear the signals your body and mind have been sending all along, and you create the space for a different choice. So here's what I want to offer you. What if noticing became something you actually practiced? Not like a one and done thing where you check the box and move on, but something you keep coming back to. What if instead of trying to think your way out of autopilot, you start to notice your way out? Here's what's happening in your brain and your nervous system when you notice. It pulls you right back to this moment. Those automatic stress patterns get interrupted, and suddenly you have space to choose your response instead of just reacting and reacting again. In the Unwinding Compass, noticing is the first point because that's where everything else begins. Here's the thing. Your body has been talking to you this whole time. It's sending signals even when you've been too busy to listen. And the real question is, are you ready to tune back in? Here's something you can try right now. Pause wherever you are. Feel your feet on the ground. Take one slow, deep breath. And then ask yourself, what's the first thing I notice right now in my body, my breath, or my surroundings? You might notice tension or holding or space. Whatever it is, don't try to change anything. Just notice. That's the point. One of my clients recently realized that she always felt drained mid-afternoon. Normally, she would just push through, but one day she decided to pause for a moment. She noticed that her jaw was tight and that she was holding her breath. And she took a slow, deep breath and let her jaw soften. And that tiny moment gave her a surprising burst of clarity and energy, enough to move through the rest of her day with more focus and ease. So if you've been moving fast, so fast that you've stopped hearing your own signals, I want you to know this. That connection to your body and your inner knowing and to what truly matters is still there. It never left. It's simply waiting for you to notice, to create that pause and slow down enough to notice it again. Just take a moment here. That's the first thing. What's the first thing you notice when you pause? Sometimes we just need a space to practice that. A space where someone else holds the container while you remember how to come home to yourself. That's exactly what the Unwinding Compass is designed for. It's not about fixing yourself or pushing harder. It's about reconnecting to what you already know deep down. If you're ready to explore what you've been missing and what becomes possible when you start to really notice, I'd love to talk with you. Book a consult. Let's create some space together and see what wants to emerge when you're not rushing to the next thing. because then rushing to the next thing will get easier. So the link is in the description. Your inner compass is already here. It's already there waiting. Sometimes we just need to practice listening. And if you found this helpful, please like and share this video. Someone in your world might really need to hear this right now.